Hello everyone, this is Leena Khandekar, founder and director, International Lee's Beauty and Spa Institute. As you all know that I am coming up with a series of interviews with beauty experts. The reason behind this is to understand the latest trends, career opportunities in beauty, hair, nail, makeup and spa field. Now today I would like to introduce you all with a very dynamic personality, a beauty industry personality, rather I would say. Her name is Vaijayanti Bhalachandra, who is a co-founder of YLG Salons in Bangalore. Thank you so much, Vaijayanti, for your time for this interview today.
Thank you so much for calling me, Leena. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being with me today. I would like to introduce Vaijayanti to you all. Vaijayanti Bhalachandra is a co-founder of YLG Salons Bangalore, a material science researcher turned entrepreneur who found the entrepreneur journey a perfect match for her passion for beauty and hairdressing. Vaijayanti is a quick learner with a track record for receiving herself from an engineer to researcher to beauty and hair expert and an entrepreneur. That's lovely, Vaijayanti.
Thank you.
YLG Salon is a #1 chain which operates over 60 salons and its unique YLG home service reaching customers' home in Bangalore, Chennai and Hyderabad. YLG is known for being a pioneer in the beauty industry and transformed the quality of education and standard of beauty services across South India. YLG Institute, the beauty training school of YLG, was established by Vaijayanti in 2008, is accredited by PMKVY, Global Certification Body CIPTAC, is a L'Oreal Partner Academy and has become one of the India's finest school for hairdressing and beauty. Her dream is to consistently offer the world's best product and services to the Indian customer at prices reasonable for the average Indian woman. She is committed to building lifelong skills in the thousands of students, mostly women, and many from underprivileged backgrounds who have trained at YLG. Vaijayanti was recently conferred with the prestigious Bharat Jyoti Award, Mahatma Gandhi Samman at the Global Achievers Conclave at the House of Commons at UK Parliament, London, and many such awards. So she is a many such award winner. Vaijayanti has deep commitment for quality education as the founder for transforming the beauty industry and the consistent work done over many years in nurturing and developing skills of thousands of young professionals in beauty industry. I really would like to congratulate you, Vaijayanti, for all your tremendous achievements. I really don't have any other word for this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Vaijayanti, I would like to ask you one question. How do you reinvented yourself from an engineer to researcher to beauty and hair expert and entrepreneur?
So it was not a very easy transition because our industry needs a lot of knowledge to be built about this industry, right? Yeah. A lot of people outside, they don't realize how much of science and art both coming together go into our industry to make it the way it is, right? So I am, that I'm an engineer, and one of the fortunate things probably was that I did my engineering in metallurgical engineering and material sciences. So some kind of touch was still there with the materials aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
And when we first started this business, we wanted to be in the beauty space, wanting to do something in this sector, and when the opportunity came our way, we did not let that go. So let's jump in and let's do it. But after one and a half year of starting the business, what I understood was that if we truly want to make a brand that will sustain over a period of time and which the customers will grow to love over a period of time, then one of us needs to have the technical knowledge, right? Of what goes into the beauty therapy, hairdressing, makeup, different aspects of our industry. Qualify myself on the international qualifications which are there. So I did my CIPTAC in beauty therapy, and then I did City and Guilds level 3 in hairdressing, right? And I trained myself on professional makeup also, right? And that is when I think I connected far more in a deeper way with the industry, and the pleasure and the understanding which came from that. I think that is what helped the transition far more than anything else, because it's a beautiful industry we are a part of, and that love, I think, is what helped me transition much more than anything else for the industry.
Wow, that's superb. Means, having that engineering degree or that qualification first, and switching off that career and starting with another career. I think initially you must have thought, is it possible, or will it be possible for someone like, to switching off one industry and going to other industry? But I think for that, we must have passion, vision, and for that vision, we should have a mission. Do you agree with this, Vaijayanti?
Absolutely, totally agree with you, because I was, doing some scientific research earlier, working on solid state ionics, which is our lithium sodium ion rocking chair batteries. And from there to be, discovering our industry, that passion is what takes you ahead. You very rightly said, passion coming together with vision and mission, that is the way forward. Correct.
Wow, lovely. My next question to you is, what does success mean to you?
So see, my mantra for success has always been, and I would, encourage more people to probably look at it this way, is to find your passion. Yeah. Go after it like a fanatic, and then use it to make a positive contribution to the society.
Yeah.
If you can bring all these things, three things together, that is what success actually, that is my definition.
That's
as hard as I can.
Yes, that and I have seen you working so hard, and I really see you working, the roadmap you create for yourself, it's really visionary, and this is amazing, Vaijayanti. Vaijayanti, there must be some challenges you must have faced during this long journey of yours. So can you please tell us something about that? How did you overcome those challenges?
Okay, so in my dictionary, challenges is a word which aligns itself with opportunities. So anything which seems a challenge is actually an opportunity knocking on your door and saying, look at me, maybe you can make something better out of this, right? So that has been the way of looking at it for me. And there are always the typical challenges that one faces when getting into a business, setting up a brand, trying to, put up a foundation, saying that this is what my brand is going to stand for. This is what we are going to live by, breathe by, and this is what we are going to take ahead as our mission and vision for the brand, right?
Yes.
So all the opportunities are there in those challenges, in being able to face them, So many times people ask me, you're a woman entrepreneur, what is it that you feel about it? So my reply most of the time is that when I get into a particular, or anybody gets into a particular sector to be able to build a business in it, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether I'm a woman or a man. And the only person I have to prove my mantle to is myself, not to anybody else, right? And being able to commit yourself to that particular business that you have a passion for, and then bring the best version of yourself to that, is what matters at the end of the day.
Superb. I was absolutely expecting this from you, because the way you said that any challenge gives you new opportunity, and if you are passionate, I think you will easily overcome those challenges.
Correct.
But do you get some kind of if you see that there is a challenge, and sometimes people get discouraged, and they become like, it kind of, sometimes it is kind of a disappointment for them. So did you have such kind of an experience with you as well? So how do you manage it?
So disappointments and temporary failures, as I call them, are a part of life. I can have failures in so many different things. Tomorrow if I decided to learn, say, classical singing, I am going to have some issues with that too. I am going to face some small failures, some problems in that. At the end of the day, my thinking has to be that this is just for now. I should stick it out, so that if I am after it, I will be able to overcome this problem, if not 100%, 90%, right? But as long as I'm able to move on and get beyond it, that is the only thing which should matter, because disappointments are a part of life. We cannot run away from them, whichever sector it is, whether it is in business, whether it is in our personal life also. So as long as we have that positive attitude of saying that, yes, this is a part of life, we have to deal with it. That's it.
Superb. That's the way, everyone who the viewers who are watching us, I think we must learn out of this. Like, every challenge is giving you new opportunities. So look at it in a positive way and try to handle it in a positive manner. So it will be very easy for you to lead your life, maybe personal life or a business life.
Correct.
Thank you so much for addressing this question, Vaijayanti. There is one more thing which I really would like to ask. Any business, I would stick to beauty business right now, but any business or a beauty business is having lot of competition. Even in our business, there are home services, there are few companies coming up with giving the facility. It is a facility for customers, they can get a home service, or there are so many parlors who are opening. So what would you like to say for the competition, or rather I would say whether do we have to really enter into that rat race, or how we should deal with this?
So see, I can speak about what is our way of looking at it at YLG. For YLG, we have always had home services. Since last 10 years, since 2010, we have had YLG at home. So it is a part of, what the brand is. It is a part of the whole thing that YLG is. So the salons is the biggest segment of it, right? And the way to look at any competition, whether it is home services, whether it is any other outlet which is there, is that you have to make your brand enough relevant to your customer, so that the customer chooses your brand at the end of the day, right? The focus should be on what is the positive thing that I can bring to it, instead of breaking my head on the negative aspect of saying, oh, that person is doing this, or this thing is happening, or oh, market is it something like that. Instead of focusing on that, better that I focus on how I can attract the customer to my brand. My energies can bring in far more important things to the table if I do that, to be able to get the customer to. That is the way I would look at it.
Correct. So you have to have your SOPs and your standard, which you are delivering to your customer. So you have, if it is aligned properly, I think
Right.
We don't have to see the competition. Whoever comes, we are ready to deal with it.
Being aware of competition is one thing, and being become obsessed with what somebody else is doing. Being aware is a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah. So we can call it as a healthy competition.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much, even for addressing this question. My another question is about this situation we all are facing right now. First of all, there are so many small salons, even in the remote area, I would say, or a rural area, I would say, or a urban area. So how are you going to tackle this situation post lockdown? Because I think today we have got the permission that we can start our salons. So how are you going to manage everything in terms of, first of all, I would like to know in terms of business, that because many of us are discussing that all the services for some time at least clients may not take. So are you planning to offer some packages, or how what is your opinion on this?
So see, we are not in the favor of doing any deep discounts. We have never been in the favor of doing any deep discounts, because as I said, the brand has to have enough recall with the customer to be able to get the customer to you. Running the small offers which every outlet does, that's a part of everybody's business model, depending on which one they want to propose at that particular point of time. So if you want me to talk about what are the upcoming maybe potential things that we should focus on more, then I would say the most important thing would be to gain the trust of our customers regarding the hygiene and service processes, right? Because that is probably the most overriding big factor on the customer's mind right now, that how is my safety going to be taken care of. So thinking about those things is going to be very important for any salon outlet, whether it is big, small, branded, not branded, across the board. Proving to the customers that your products and your cleaning processes, hygiene processes are authentic, and that they are safe. These are the things to focus on as of now. Then, another challenge might also be that since the, number of customers, we have to manage in such a way so that social distancing norms are followed, right? Which means that the volume of customers that we can handle at a particular time goes down, which also affects our revenues which come in, right? Because we will have to phase out the customers in such a way, not like we can't do like earlier. We have to make sure that the social distancing norms are observed, and that because of that the revenues might get affected, right? So a lot of other things might also be how to convince our staff of the importance of the fact that they now, including us, may have to work twice as hard for half the money that we might gain from it, right? So that is a mind shift which we probably continue to tell people again and again in a positive way and create an atmosphere that might be something which people will have to work hard at, because the takeaways for everybody might come down a little for a short time till we are out of this. The whole thing is to be able to learn to live with COVID, right? So that I'm sure, like so many people say, hum honge kamyab, and we will be able to deal with it. But these are the how to manage, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is, how to communicate with our customer, because increasingly, we cannot use any magazines or any newspapers or any other such things in the salon, right? Because those contacts things are not allowed. We are trying to do as contactless service dissemination as possible, right? So because of that, maybe how can we come up with better ways? Should we do a more digital approach? Shall we send something which comes on their phone, which they can see on their own phone, and we don't have to give them a menu or something like that? These are the kind of things that probably people should think about.
Yeah.
To be able to have a better experience for their customer in a safe way, maintaining the safety standards and still being able to give the customer a similar experience which they were giving earlier.
These are really very good measures, and I think if we follow it, as Vaijayanti said, hum honge kamayab, so that will surely happen, and we really don't have to get panic. Yes, we can understand, because everyone has got that setback, and everyone is having financial problems. It's not about small scale or a large scale, but everyone is facing this problem.
Every one of us is in it together.
Yeah.
So we just have to maintain the confidence that we are going to conquer this.
Yes.
That we will get out of it and we will conquer it.
Yeah. So we all are together in this situation. The only thing is we really have to focus more on safety and hygiene, because it will be good for us, for our staff, and as well as for our client, because ultimately we are going to deal with our client. So the way we are scared, they must be scared as well. कि इस salon में सब चीजें अच्छे से follow की जा रही है या नहीं. So accordingly they will come to you. So try to have maximum, as Vaijayanti mentioned, try to have digital appointments, try to send your menu to your client digitally, so they should not have to touch magazines, touch your menu cards. So please follow these instructions, and these are really wise instructions what Vaijayanti you have mentioned. And I think if we work this way, ultimately business will grow, right?
Yes, absolutely. There's only one way to go. It's up.
Yes, correct.
There'll be a little bit of short period of where we have to bring the new, understanding, new normal as we call it, and then it will be upwards.
Yeah. So we are hoping for that, and everyone will achieve that upward direction, and we just have to step up accordingly.
Correct.
So, Vaijayanti, I think thank you so much. I really had a good time. But before before we end up this interview, I have a quick rapid fire round for you.
Shoot.
Can I start it?
Shoot.
Okay. So, do you like to watch movies?
Oh, I love watching movies. Yes.
Really? So, which one is your favorite one?
So in the most recent past, I think in this lockdown, I caught up with one movie which I had missed. It was Uri.
Oh.
I watched Uri. It was awesome. Yeah, loved it.
What in case if you are watching a Uri movie and cable wire while watching your favorite movie, it breaks or it broken?
Okay.
Then what will be the reaction of yours?
I might probably say that, let's get a popcorn or something.
Oh.
till we wait for it to come back. उतने time में कुछ बना के लेके आते हैं खाने के लिए. Let's get something to eat and drink in that much time. Use that time.
Okay, wow.
It's like an intermission.
Yeah. And your biggest strength?
My strength. Biggest strength would be, ability to be staying positive and probably also being in this business along with my spouse.
Oh.
That is a very important thing, because I think that helps a lot in getting the perspective sorted in each other for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because Rahul, as you know, is very logical, calm and all that. So he brings a lot of strength to it.
Yes, and I have seen that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to scale, on a scale 1 to 10, how cool you are?
Oh. It is my self-estimation, though I don't think my kids will agree with it.
Oh.
I think I'm 8.
Okay, you're 8. Very good. So, do I say 1 is the lowest or 1 is the highest? If
1 is the lowest. 1 is the lowest out of 10. So I'm closer to being, almost on the high side.
High side. So, but it's not only about you. I think all kids will give 1 if they have. If we
I know.
give this option to the kids,
they might even discover some negative scale also.
Absolutely. Yeah. Vaijayanti, I really have enjoyed, and thank you so much for all your valuable time and inputs you have given. I'm sure viewers are going to get the benefit out of it.
Thank you so much for calling me.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching us. If you like this video, please share, like, comment, and I will see you in the next video soon. Have a great day.
Bye. You too. Have a great day.
1 second.